before funds were released.
Yeah, but if I remember right, they were already certified when we were in office last time. Now, I don't know.
But they disbanded.
I don't know if All Point swallowing them up relieved them of their certification or if they had to continue to get it. And I don't know who's providing it now.
Right, and so we did meet with an organization today. We met with a person that's wanting to establish an organization. And I think we need to tread carefully on what we're requiring of AltaPoint on releasing funds to somebody that's not a certified provider, or until we have proof that they are a certified provider.
Well, my point is that, whether anybody likes it or not, right now today, our mental health provider, the city of Mobile, is predominantly done for AltaPoint. And we should be utilizing their services as much as we can with regard to this issue. And they are professionals and know what certifications are required, whereas I have no idea what certifications are required or not. So they've given their commitment and they're willing to work with this organization. And that organization must meet the criteria that the state sets out. And
That's all I'm asking.
And they're the ones that should be equipped to do that.
Even so, if not, then the services need to be restarted anyway, because the services that group provided is another thing. And so, we need to make sure that we carve that amount of money out and cut it out to a side. And somehow, in a way, we need some type of way to monitor it or to make sure that that service starts again, even under all parties, if they still don't have certification. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So we need to carve it out, set it out to the side, and have them accountable to somebody to make sure that service starts up.
And I think that accountability needs to be
well, I'm saying so. AltaPoint needs to be accountable to us in some type of way to make sure, right, to make sure it's happening is all I'm saying.
Okay, so that issue is resolved from my perspective. I'm not offering any budget amendments this year. I'm sure there have to be few of that, but I did want to use this as an opportunity to, budget amendments can happen throughout the year as required. It is my intention, I would like everybody to know that at some point in the next fiscal year to offer an ordinance that will hopefully aim at addressing some of the delays in permitting, building a bill, and other services. And I think it's going to require that we spend a little bit of additional money. And if that ordinance should pass, then we can make that amendment at that time.
Anything else, Mr. Rhodes? That's it. Mr. Carroll.
The two things, Jim, was UJ Robinson. Let's make sure we cover that. That's budget dust. You know what I mean? I know that you're going out there Thursday.
Right.
So you and the mayor, let's figure out a way to make that work. The other thing is that I was under the assumption that I needed a line item in the budget to cover the co-op, the co-op and RDA for revitalization. I'm guessing that can all be taken from my CIP line. So I will be bringing back the money from previous years, plus this year and last year. And would it show in the budget, or would it have a separate capital spot, or how am I going to be able to see those numbers?
Did we go into a capital project?
The existing money has already been allocated in capital. The new money, your CIP, will be allocated once you get the 2024 CIP plan complete.
And the money from this year?
That's what we're waiting on. I don't have that.
The 1.1 was from 21.
It's
the 1 million is from 22.
It's in the budget under a capital project, so it's in the capital. But it's in the capital.
So it will not require a separate line item.
No, that's already in the capital project with whatever the name.
How are we going to hold that entity accountable? How are we going to do that? Will it be multiple capital projects reported back to you and the new director and Celia, or talk to me?
Currently, it's just funding. All we have is funding. I have no program, nothing programmatic, no contract. It's just the money is set aside.
You'll establish.
Does that need to be established within the ordinance that sets up the collaborative and given to you before the collaborative is set up? I mean, co-op before it's set up and given to you guys. to see how the structure works, and if so, we need to get that done in a structure, being that it's finance. It has finance involved. That's a yes or no question.
It's so easy to say
So
yes
you
or no. I
shake
wanna
your
make
head,
sure.
yes.
I wanna make sure.
Need to know what
Yeah.
the plan is, yeah.
We've
So
had, whatever your agreement is, whatever your approved agreement is, once it comes to us, we will manage it. Whatever the agreement is, the approved council agreement.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
sorry I had to step out for a second there, and I may have missed this, but, when I walked out, it sounded like you were gonna make an allocation of your CIP for an operational function of some organization.
Yeah, that's dedicated to capital improvements. That is structured on an ordinance that says that we can do neighborhood revitalization under our CIP.
For capital improvements, and see, that's the key.
Capital, it says housing also in the ordinance.
I recall, Municipal Park had, an agreement that Councilwoman Gregory put forward or worked with them on, and we had to modify that agreement to take out the operational functions of that and limit that money to capital improvements only, because our ordinance states that all of that money is for capital.
I think I talked it over with Ricardo already, the people within the administration, everything's above board. I haven't missed a step in that. I'll be glad to talk to y'all further about it as we get closer to it. But I just wanna make sure that it's set up in the budget right, or how we have to set it, so it's not a question in the future. And when I say the future, I'm not talking about right now, next year. I'm talking about when none of us are any longer here, that it continues to operate in the manner that it should operate.
When that contract comes up, I look forward to reviewing it, and close to the capital and not operations.
That's all I got. Other than that, if everything works the way that we said it's gonna work, then like I said, as said, we can do budget amendments during the year to catch the things that I need to catch. And, as long as we don't wind up arm wrestling over things, I'm fine with it, stay the way it is.
Any questions whatsoever? Let's clear up any details we got coming out next week.
You really wanna go next week? Weren't we supposed to do something else in front of that?
So let's wrap up.
I got
Week from today, September.
I got one other question. I've got a few dollars left in discretion. Does that mean that when the next year's budget passed, that money now goes over to capital, or can it stay right where it is? Can it stay right where it is?
No, it will cease to exist at September 30th.
So not next week when the budget passes,
All right.
only on
September 30th.
September 30th.
We'll have a resolution. That's what help us.
That's what he's talking about.
You're gonna move it to your capital discretionary.
No, I'm gonna give it away. That's why I asked, is the drop dead date this year the 19th, or is it the 30th?
Or whatever Tuesday before the 30th.
That
I don't know.
has to be committed, in other words, city council has to approve the distribution before the 30th, but the check doesn't actually have to be cut before the 30th.
That's right. That's correct.
Tuesday the 23rd. That's the 26th.
The check will be cut before the 30th.
Because I know we have some items, at least I have one item. I'm gonna get back to this. I have one item on next week's agenda. I'd like to get done before the 30th. We'll vote on it, we'll approve it next week. Yeah, see, anything else, Mr. Carroll?
No, I'm fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm glad that Councilman Carroll talked to you about DJ Robinson. That was one of my things to bring up. In the budget, is the ARPA money in the budget, right?
There's no ARPA in that thing.
No,
That's
it's
a
a
grant.
That's great.
grant, so all grants is separate, right?
That's right.
Okay. So I get what happened. My question was, with one project with lighted property, and is that through ARPA?
Yeah, there's a lot of money set aside for, either multifamily, affordable housing, or rehab housing, all of those programs, utility assistance, are all within the ARPA allocations of the city council.
Okay, so nothing like that, we not doing with like.
Not the general fund, but other than blight mitigation.
Alright, that's all I have.
Let's go with this.
The only thing I had was the increase on sanitation due to last week, week before last. Do we, I guess we need to make a change on what we have here.
I've been with city about it. I mean, it's such a small amount in the overall budget, we'll make it up. We don't have to move any more. You'll have enough attrition for, that'll make.
And Chair has no questions. Anybody else?
I consider I'm being extremely nice.
We're actually nervous over it.
I'm being really nice. I mean, everybody knows what questions I'm asked. You know, but I mean, everybody knows what I've asked and what I want to see over the next year. Now, I'm not gonna squabble as long as it's in good faith and I know we're gonna get it done. All right. I'm on you, Mr. Chairman, to show me.
There's nothing else to say, adjourn. Thank you very much. Let's try to have a surprise.
It all depends.
Yeah, go there and see it.
Jim, you gonna be able to fit that in cadence.
I'll do my due diligence, but,
Okay, I'll just pick it up.